Hi, welcome to I haven't decided like not our like my podcast name yet. So if you are the BDYT's podcast followers, it's good to see you again. Unfortunately, this podcast is only for me for now. It's my kind of my personal podcast. Yeah. So in this podcast, I was just going to share my personal thoughts about this world, the things what happens recently around me. So if you're interested in this podcast, I'm happy to invite you to join me again. Okay. Sorry. Like if you hear my cats, some cats, there's my cats. Yeah. Okay. She's try to tries to get my attention now. So okay, so I gotta try to update my stuff recently. Like I already moved back from UK for at least half year. Yeah. So for me right now, um, I would say so far so good. Probably, I'm not pretty sure. I've still figured out what should I do for now. But right now I'm uh online English tutor. I'm teaching English right now. So it's pretty fun to like share my perspective with others because I really love to do that. Yeah. But recently I've taught several people English for the oral English. One of the funny thing is every time when I try to teach them how to express themselves in English, I just found out a lot of people they can't express themselves really smoothly and really successfully. And one of the reasons I don't think is because they can't speak English or they don't speak English, just because they can't express themselves greatly in their first mother tongue, for especially in Mandarin. So it's pretty funny things. I already asked them to express themselves in Mandarin. They can't give me any sentence. For instance, I try to let them to express themselves or share their opinion about some issue. Yeah, for instance, oh, do you think um the guy should pay the old money when they have the first date, or they be separate the the bill at first. But anyway, if I try to let them to express themselves about that, they can't speak why. They just give me the really, really simple answer. They just say, "Oh, I think um, guys should pay the money first." And after that, I say "Okay, would you mind to tell me why? Could you express me more?" And they say, "Uh, I don't know. I just feel they should have it." I say, "Why?" And then they can't give me more sentence, more expressions. It's pretty weird. It's really weird. Even I ask them in Mandarin, they can't express themselves pretty well. So I'm just thinking about that. Is what kind of things happens between this kind of generation. And I don't think it's a really generation thing. I probably you will know that if you have the kids or you are the being parents and you just found out that your kids can't express themselves greatly. Probably sometimes it's not because they don't know how to say that in English. Just I think it's they just watch too much reels in their life. So those information is really like a short and really like make into the pieces which you they can't understand the full sentence easily, and they get tired of to express themselves in a long way. Yeah, already there are lots of the research already show that nowadays the kids they can't express themselves greatly just because they watch too much reels recently and too much shorts. Yeah, and they just don't know how to understand a long sentence. They can't understand their behind the meaning. They can't understand even the when they try to read the questions, they can't understand the question. I think that's a really really big problem for now. Yeah. So every time when I teach them English, I like if even that is an English lesson, I just feel like I'm not teaching English. I'm teaching like conversation. I'm teaching talking. Like back in days, like I don't think that is a really, really big problem. Sometimes I just feel like oh probably they just don't know how to talk. They are not really talkative. They can't like express themselves like fully. Probably they just like a lack of that skills. But right now I just found like that I think there's like a whole generation problem now. And I think it's getting worse and worse. Just because they are get used to watch the reels in the daily. And I think that is really really bad thing. Yeah, I just don't know how they like gonna to do the presentation in the future because during work you definitely need to do the presentation. I'm gonna share you the really funny things. Like I asked my one of my student who summarized the video, and a video is about like 6 minute English. It's about the like the video is talking about the degrowth, and 1 week later, and I asked her like, okay, are you ready to summarize the what is this video talking about? And she tries to summarize everything, but she only summarized the definition about the degrowth. In that video, like the video shows like, oh, what's the degrowth? Degrowth it means like the people who encourage like we should decrease our products, and especially in the fashion, faster fashion and private jet and or the meat industry. But the rest of the video also shows that like um other like opposite opinion. Some economists they also mention that those people who thinks like degrowth is a good thing, which is which they are already like underestimate about the whole economic. The degrowth also can make a lot of the situation. For instance, like they think like degrowth can change the climate crisis, can deal with the climate crisis, but which is not true. And they are underestimate about the a lot of reason how to make this climate like crisis happens, and also that they underestimate about the economic inflation. I think I already forgot what this video talking about, but in my view, it's totally like shocked. It makes me feel so shocked because in my student's personal view, she didn't feel those like opinion the like who against this degrowth this idea the opinion is also pretty important and also needs to be mentioned in the summarize the summary sorry need to like mention in the summary. That is really really like insane for me. Like how is that possible? How I just don't know why like, the kids For me, it's kind of kid. The kid like she can't like understand what is summary. I'm not pretty sure it only happens in Taiwan or not, but probably in your country, probably you also have in your culture, probably also like happening something, like also happen the same thing. Yeah. So just let me know. So because this is my first podcast, I just want to like spend a lot of time to talking. I'm still thinking about which topic I should share more. So it's kind of like my first try. So just let me know which topic you want and how do you think about this topic. Just leave it the comments down below, and probably see you next time. Bye.